Greetings and God bless. I wanted to talk about how it seems to me that parasites are on purpose. So many illnesses are due to low grade subclinical infections, and conventional medicine, their testing is poor, and conventional medicine in the United States is like, oh, we don't have parasites except for maybe Giardia or whatever. Even though there's all this world travel, people are coming from Mexico or people are coming from South America or whatever. Um, and Mexican workers are handling food preparation. And when you're in an entry level job, you don't get a lot of bathroom time. You don't get a lot of time to wash your hands, to sing the whole alphabet as you're washing your hands. Entry level food workers do not get that time. Um, like their workplace is extracting every bit of blood, sweat, and tears from you. And especially when somebody's an illegal worker, they're basically a slave and they have no rights. Um, so, so it's my theory that parasites are on purpose because it also makes medicine tons of money. If you fail to treat for parasites and low grade subclinical infections or even raging infections, like chronic Lyme disease. So let's say the parents have chronic Lyme, then they pass it up to the child who then becomes autistic, and then that person with chronic Lyme gets Alzheimer's. So there's so much money, or people get cancer from the co-infections. So there's I think a child with Lyme is worth like $1 million to medicine, and somebody with Alzheimer's is $500,000. So they're making millions of dollars off of one or two people. Three people. Okay, they're making $2 million off of three people with these untreated parasite infections. And I don't get it. Like people think, oh, there's no way hospitals or doctors would do that. That's totally what they're doing. Their job imperative is to be in the black. Their job is to profit. They're shareholders of the hospital. Their job isn't to serve you. Their job isn't to save your life. Their job isn't to heal you. And those of us who have had chronic illness have learned this, know this. We've gone to 20, 30 different doctors and even alternative practitioners. They don't really seem to know what's going on. And that's what I don't get is how there's a lot of practitioners out there that do really well, but they don't really seem to understand um, complex chronic illness. And I guess, maybe more people just have a simple health issues. Um, so I found this article some time ago how a study was done that parasites are a factor in authoritarian behavior. And so the conclusion of the article says that parasites aren't the cause of authoritarian behavior, but when there's authoritarianism, parasites seem to increase. Um, I would say that I think parasites are cultivated in a civilization where people aren't doing a good parasite cleanse. They're not eating clean from clean sources, and they're not keeping the terrain because parasites won't grow in the proper terrain. And from what I understand, is parasites and pathogens, bacteria, they're actually the cleanup crew. They wouldn't be there if our terrain wasn't habitable. Because when you create a bad habitat for pathogens, for parasites, when there's a bad habitat, what happens? It's a bad habitat. The thing can't live there. So and again, what I regard as a good habitat for health, which equals a bad habitat for pathogenic overgrowth. A good habitat for your human cells is movement, getting outdoors, fresh air, sunlight, avoiding electromagnetic frequencies, avoiding holding a phone, avoid touching a laptop, for hours on the day. avoid being around smart meters, avoid sitting right next to a router, avoid sitting right, a block away from a cell phone tower all day, and spend some time with loved ones, have some fun, have some contact with nature. Those are just off the top of my head. And of course, eating healthy, eating clean water. So, so it's just interesting that scientific studies about parasitism and uh, authoritarianism has been done, and conclusions are drawn. And it is clear to me that has been going on, especially in America. America seems to be targeted for with toxic food, toxic water supply, toxic air. Like America is so bombarded, and then the malfeasance, the medical malfeasance that passes for medical care today. I would say that that's apparent to me. That just is proof. And I just wanted to share my observations. And thank you for listening. And God bless.